I'm Carolyn Kimball. I live near Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm the managing editor at Reink Media Group. And day to day, I'm the lead editor for 4 of our sites. Editing. It may sound silly, but I love editing. I love words. I love working with words and with an article and with a writer to make an article the best it can be, the most useful it can be for our readers. It's delightful. This is an insanely talented and dedicated group of people that are a joy to work with. We all know we're bringing our A game to work. Everyone is very self-motivated and really smart, and also just very kind, which is a great combination. It makes it really easy to just sort of relax and enjoy your work because you know everyone's pulling their weight. I start with a checklist. I'm very big on checklists. I make one the night before for the next day with what I should start out with. Sometimes I'll add more tasks just that I've already done so I can have the pleasure of checking them off, because that's the whole reason to have a checklist. On a typical day, after I get through the checklist, I'll probably check on all the various larger projects that are going on with our websites. We have a lot of plates spinning at any given time, so there's a lot of things to just keep an eye on. And if it's a really good day, I will get to edit some bright new piece of content and work with one of our writers. Well, that's like asking me to pick my favorite child. I can't pick just one. They're all great. And it would hurt the writer's feelings if I picked just one, but they know. My main job is to put on my reader hat. I need to put myself in our reader's shoes. What do they need to know about this topic? How can we make it as clear and understandable and useful as possible? How can we grab their attention and keep it? So I read like I'm someone, when I edit, I read like I'm someone who's completely unfamiliar with this topic. And I try and focus on what would I most need to know. Small but mighty. Well, I've been in journalism for years, but I've been specifically working in personal finance media for 9 or 10 years now. Oh, absolutely. The explosion in interest in personal finance and learning about finance. When I was in school, it wasn't a thing. You didn't learn in school about handling money for short-term or long-term, and no one really talked about it. No one told you things like, when you get your first full-time job, open a retirement account, even if you can only throw $5 a week in it. Like, that's incredibly good advice. So what's great today is that we're talking about money now. I mean, if you look at the world of digital media, you'll see it very much dominated by personal finance coverage, which I think is terrific. We're the best, though. Well, what I wish I had known about personal finance in general is how amazing the effects are if you're able to start saving even a little bit of money at a young age, and keep it up if you can. There's a cliche in personal finance media, the magic of compound interest. But it really is magic, and that's why we keep saying it. The challenge for a lot of Americans is that it may genuinely not be possible, of course, to save. And so I think our job is to just help them and be realistic. One of my pet peeves about personal finance media is the sort of tone-deaf site that gives advice like, save half your income. Most people can't do that, right? But there are things we can do to prepare for our future and make our current situation more stable. Well, I would really like to say real estate, actually, because in a way, the year I got married, my husband's 2 grandmothers, unfortunately, both passed away within a few months of each other. They were both able to leave him a little bit of money as an inheritance, and we were able to use that money to seed a down payment for our first home. And it changed everything. Once we were able to get into a home we could afford with that assistance, it just completely changed our financial future. When you've got an investment like a house and that continues to, your equity continues to grow, it's just a huge advantage. And it's one I wish for more people. There was certainly an element of luck for us in getting it. But other than real estate, I would say my best investment is in my family. I have, which actually has an element of stock in it because I have 3 kids. And one of the best things we did was, it took us a while to figure it out, but eventually we opened 529 accounts for all of them. And I've got 2 in college now and another one on the way. So in those 529s, wow, they're making a world of difference. So yeah, 529 accounts, get one. My stomach does not do backflips because I don't look. The market has been showing us for literally decades that this is a long game that we're supposed to be playing. You ride it out, the pendulum always swings back. So, and of course, what would be scary is if it swung in the bad direction, maybe right when you were about to retire and start pulling out some of that money. But that's why target date funds are such a great invention. Music. My whole family is very much into music. I grew up playing piano and I studied classical voice for probably 15 or 20 years, and I've sung with a lot of different sorts of choral groups. I'm not currently singing except when I make dinner. That's when I sing show tunes, which is my other hobby, musical theater, ridiculous musicals. Yes. Yes, I have both. Although I will say, I'm pretty sure in a former life I was a cat, so I might be a little more tilted in that direction. Optimistic, irreverent, loves to laugh. I'm pretending that's one word.